So in one of my Ask Paul sessions here a few days ago, I was asked about speaker break-in. So what is speaker break-in, and is it real? And the answer is yes, it is real. And we talked about breaking in capacitors and resistors, and those are important things. But the most important things when breaking in a loudspeaker has to do with the loudspeaker's suspension, okay? And that suspension usually found on a woofer, and it's most important there, but I mean it's also on a tweeter. It's depending on what kind of tweeter it is, like a dome tweeter has a suspension, or a mid-range. Even a planar tweeter or mid-range like we do doesn't really have a suspension, but it has a diaphragm that needs to exercise back and forth and become a little bit more pliable, and that's breaking in. Now, a number of you wrote in to me and said, hey, you're talking about things like surrounds and spiders and durometer and suspension and cones, and tell me all, what do those things look like? So, here we go. Okay, let's talk about the main elements in a driver. You have the cone. This here is basically just a dust cap, so ignore that, okay? So you have this cone, and this cone here is the thing that we want to have stiff, right? As it moves back and forth, and it goes, let's see if I can, see how it moves back and forth. Okay, it's a piston, right? Let's see if I can get the light just right. See it move back and forth? Okay, that's what it's doing. And as such, it's a piston. And what we're trying to do with that piston is compress the air and pull the air back. Compress, pull back, compress. And when we do that, we make sound waves, and we hear it with our ears. Little eardrums go, oh, it's pushing in when it compresses, and it pulls out, and then the little cilia and things, the crazy little hairs inside of it. We're amazing. I mean, how all that works, that's nuts, crazy. Okay, so that doesn't break in. This we want to be as stiff as possible. What we don't want is for it to bend. So what holds this in place? The surround. See it there? Let's see if I can get it close here. Yeah, that's the surround. And notice, see how it moves back and forth? See if we can. That's a piece of, it's not rubber, but it's like rubber. See it here? It's kind of folded. You see how it moves? That holds this cone in place. If you didn't have that, this cone would flop all around. And that's the front of the speaker. That's called the surround. That's this little pliable area right here. We can get it just nice and close. See that? Nice and pliable. And that's what holds that in place. Now, what holds the back of the speaker? That's the part called the spider. Let's see if I can get the light just right here. You can tell I'm looking into the camera lens. Okay, the spider is this part right here. See that? It's kind of like a corrugated thing. And that holds the back of the speaker in place, and as I push it up and down, those corrugations expand and go back down and hold the back of the speaker. That's the spider. Surround and spider. And that's basically the two elements inside of a woofer that are important to us. This back here, of course, is the magnet, and the spider and the back of the cone are in contact with what's called the voice coil, which moves in and out with a magnetic field and pushes it back and forth. But those are the two elements that I was talking about, the surround and the spider. So now you know. Okay? Thanks. I'll talk to you later. Bye.